We also have been discussing as a board new procedures for our meeting room. We've had several comments from people who felt that they were made uncomfortable in the meeting room by visual displays of one kind and another. And I believe the board, we wanted to discuss this evening whether we were going to prohibit visual displays within board meetings of any kind.
So one of the things I've heard is people feel intimidated by the presence of some of the rather large signs and the ubiquitous nature of the signs. This is one of those things which, you know, we don't have, there's no rule that says we have to allow signs. And I think we're really violating some people's rights and comfort by bringing in these different pieces of display. And that's not very fair to them. And in the idea that we're trying to get people to participate and to give us their opinions, I want to make it a comfortable place for them, not an intimidating place, not a place of harassment.
This was something that was part of the initial plan when we first started formulating it a little bit over a year ago. It's really centered around the center of the village. You might recall that through George Francis' class, we had the visioning center, the visioning station.
I've heard from residents that talk about feeling intimidated to come and voice one opinion or another. And that's wrong.
I just did want to say that there are numerous people I know in the village who will not come to meetings any longer because they are intimidated by the atmosphere that has been engendered by opposition to the current board's conversations and proposals.
So I have a question because we've talked about a couple of different things. One is not having signs, visual displays in the meeting room. Bob, your comments indicated that you might think it was okay to have it in the foyer. I had communicated with Kristen that I was thinking maybe it's just not in the village hall at all, that people, if they're there to protest or express their views, it would be done so outside of the confines of the village hall, rather than just limiting it to outside of the meeting room. So, Kristen, what does this require any action on the part of the board? Do we need should we do this by resolution that we're not going to have visual displays in Village Hall?
Well, actually, the board should adopt reasonable rules that govern this, which need to be written and posted conspicuously. So, if you'd like to request that Randy and I draft up some rules, then for consideration to be voted on at the next meeting, then you could adopt them at the next meeting. Pass a resolution adopting them.
And this is for the privilege of the floor aspect?
No, this is for the meeting. We have our guidelines for privilege of the floor, but in terms of, right, reasonable rules for conduct during the entire meeting.
Yep, during village meetings.
Village meetings.
Yes, right.
Yes, all village meetings, and it would apply to all village meetings. So not just...
Fire station.
Yes.
Yeah, and other boards. I mean, it could be zoning board, it could be so on and so forth. Okay.